So I'm going to have to tell you right now, this is actually a really good read. I honestly bought this for at least for the very minimum of just having that cover, because I didn't think I'd be able to just read one comic book and be okay with it. I'd be like, oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what I'm doing. Kind of like when I read some other comic books. No, this standalone comic book by itself, even though it's connected to previous stories, and there is probably some information right here I could have read ahead of time, but you know what? I really enjoyed what I read. I already know some of the characters. Seeing them 20 years in the future or whatever the heck this is set in really is interesting to me. Now, this comic book itself was set just a few years in the future. November 8, July 1991, from the Macross series, which was 1985, so 6 years in the future. But in their time, probably more like 20 years, we have this lovely character we remember from Macross. I'm pretty sure it seems like that she is married to Rick Hunter. There's this ongoing bear character. I remember him in some of the other comic books. I like him a lot. The artwork, even though it's black and white, it's not black and white like you're looking at like comic book, like Heathcliff or Garfield comics. It's a lot of shading and detail, a lot of detail. So if you're thinking, oh, it's just not going to be as good because there's no colors, get some pencils and color it in, because this stuff is pretty all by itself. I'm telling you right now, it's fine. Even though some of the drawings like that, meh, or some of the faces, meh, they're better than the Macross ones, to be honest with you. I wonder if it's the same artist and he got better. That is a good thing I should check out. Let's see, we have adapted by artist is John Waltrip, not the same artist. Okay, so it's not like he got better or improved since the last 6 years ago. But here's Rick Hunter. He used to be the pilot in Macross. He was the young upstart that kind of just fell into becoming part of the war. We got, like, it looks like the council, before there was ever a Star Wars prequel series, we already had people gathered around like a Senate. Although this is actually a little bit more like you probably saw in A New Hope, where they were getting ready to go after the Death Star. See the big warp up there? It's not the Death Star. All right. They also bring in this guy. Now, I remember him actually not being in a cage, and actually I thought I don't know. I can't remember if he was working for the team or secretly against the team, but right here he's in a cage, and he was under some kind of mind arrest. So that kind of just ends off right there, and we don't know much about it. Because then they were about to make some kind of judgment about him. Out of a sudden, they end up on top of his Andrade force. At least I think there's Andrade, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Let's see. They made this a force. We are surrounded. Invid. Sorry, the word Invid. I always thought that was like a lower, like Andrade was the race and Invids were like a class of them or something. But anyway, they're in there. They don't have a clue who they are, which is kind of interesting, because then they end up starting the war, which is not a good thing. So yeah, y'all should have held your guns off, waited for them to do something, because it is weird that when they came out of things, the Invid weren't all over them, and on top of on the actual ship, the Invid were like, who are these people? What are they? We don't know what they are. So that's on you, Rick Hunter, or whoever fired that gun, because y'all could have just came out of this peacefully. But we do get to see some alpha fighters, and according to this, they say there's some beta fighters. The crab creatures, I love those. I have two of them. I have a purple one and a red one, or burgundy one, I guess you could say. They're really cool. Look how many ships there are. So many ships. So many ones. I like this version right here. This is really interesting, very different from the other ones. Looks kind of like with the little three eyes. It reminds me of, what was that movie that was popular? I just forgot. Whenever they take over the Earth with the big eyeballs on top of the little manta ray looking ships. That's what the aliens look like over there, sort of. Anyway, great art. Fantastic story. It was really fun to read. This guy right there, they obviously are piloting some kind of drones, because they're in their cockpits right here, but they're nowhere near the drones. He's like, dang it, my equipment malfunctioned. I'm out of the game, basically, is what he's saying. And this guy's like, I got 15 of them so far. He's like, I would have done better if my equipment worked right. So it's kind of like a contest between him and the other ones. But somehow or another, the ship gets too close, and there's an explosion, and he gets blown back. And his name is Jack Baker, I think. She has a crush on him. We'll see that later. Here's Rick Hunter thinking about back in the good old days when he was just in a circus flying a jet, and then he just kind of ended up in the Robotech, Robotech Defense Force, kind of by mistake if you ever watched the cartoon. But he ended up going all the way to the top because now he's admiral, and heavy is the head that wears the crown, because now he's no longer just in charge of himself. He's in charge of hundreds of people, thousands of people. This right here looks like it's the one they talk about, the beta. See the beta pilot? So if there's alpha fighters, I'm guessing this is the beta fighter. This is a guy that I don't know, but he's obviously somebody who's not going to give up easily. So that little creature right there is about to kill him, but it didn't happen, did it? And here she is. She's like, the girl had a crush on him, Jack, whatever. She's running off. Some guy right there is doing some kind of cleanup, and she just hits him and knocks it all down. And of course, oh, what are you doing? Get up from there. So yeah, he's obviously the comedy relief. She gets down to the burn ward, and she's expecting to find him all burnt and stuff. And she's like, oh no, it's going to be so sad. What? And he's surrounded by girls telling the good old war story he's been having. And she's crushed because she has emotions for him that he probably has no idea what she's thinking. Or maybe she does. I don't know. I'd have to read previous issues. But it doesn't change the matter that it's still funny. I got cats coming toward me now. They're like, I want to read. I wonder if cats can read. All right. So it ends up like this. They're like, we're going to liberate Carabara, caramel candy bara. No, we must not. Grr. I do like this bear creature. And then, of course, there's some letters and some adverts in the back. Better not say that too much. They want me to claim I got advertisement going on. I'm advertising for 1992, seriously. And that's it. And just a few ads, and it's about over. So, guys, what did you think of that comic book? Have you read this one before? Not this one. This one. Don't be silly. Have you ever read any of the Sentinel stuff, the black and white series? I have had 2 of the issues in the past and read them. I think it was earlier than, I was in series book 1, because I didn't know there was a book 2 until like the internet. Back in the 90s, though, I remember walking into the laundry room after reading them at the kitchen table, talking to my stepmom about something. So I definitely remember reading those 2. And oh my gosh, I just realized something. Okay, so with mine came with these cards that they were like stapled in the middle, and you could take them out and cut them out. I was kind of hoping this was phooey. Dang it. I was kind of hoping I'd trip up on some cards today. Maybe in the other ones I'll get some cards. Maybe they just weren't in every magazine. But hopefully I will get some more cards. Let me know below if you've read any of this, and what do you recommend? Because I definitely want to get some more of this now. This is great.